some things I used to say growing up is they say. And when I used to say they say, it was always what? On some healthy Then another thing I used to always say is my gut feeling be right. And we never really used to argue. I don't even think she liked to get into a whole bunch of back and forth with me. It's just because I had an uncanny way of being right. And it's not saying that I'm always right, because sometimes people can be wrong. But majority of the time when I speak on something based on information that I'm given or that I know, I be right. You know what I mean? Like, it's like that feeling like, oh, like about the whole brainwash. I was like, yeah, something don't feel right because I'm not me. I noticed the difference when I got by myself. Like, something is not right. I noticed the whole treatment at certain places. How I go from going into a place and being treated like the shish boom ba to not being treated like the shish boom ba, and my attitude didn't change. I still was the same person when I came in the first time as I was the last. Like, typically about business. And even if I was like in the stage of what they call zoot, um, I still conducted myself away. Even though everybody around me would kind of like it was odd or weird. I was like, why y'all acting like that? Like, I even had to say at one point, why I thought I was supposed to be the one that was like, and y'all acting. I'm like, what? Like, it didn't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? It's not, and that's what I keep saying. I don't, because I'm like, if you watched it and you was there and you was following like step by step, you be like, what? I remember I used to point at stuff in the deli. This should be somebody should be going around to the delis. Do you remember this guy? Okay, do you remember him ever coming in here asking for something and you grabbing the wrong way? Like sitting there pointing at the top right. Can I get that charger right there for the iPhone? Was it 7 or something when they had like the flat? I think it was a flat one or whatever. The one they changed. Or just iPhones right now. I was like, can I get that one like for the headphones? And they would hand me the other ones, like the 3.5 millimeter jack thing, the little round one. I'm like, no, can I get the flat one? Like right there. Oh no, right here. Oh no, right there. Oh no, right here. And I'm like, dude, I pointed top right. You okay? Like, you at work right now. But we're not gonna get on that. But just be like, because I already just got on and I just got off. Um, and then even the boy around the corner at the park, like asked him, I even asked him, I said, bro, why are y'all around here like doing all this? You don't hear that? He admitted it. And that's why I called him Zelda, because I was like, wow, like somebody actually had moans enough to be like, yeah, I hear the noise. And yeah, I'm hearing things to be asked of me. So it was almost like helping me because I felt like in a state of being almost like tied up in a castle. I felt like I was up in a castle and couldn't get out because all this other stuff is going on. You know what I mean? Like when you're in that type of emotional and physical manipulative situation, like or not physical, well, um, emotional manipulative and like I said, physical manipulative state, you feel like you're locked away in a tower or something. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I almost felt like they had freed me in a sense in that one moment when he was honest. I was like, wow, like this dude said it. Like a weight lifted. Like I was telling the nice female that walked by, like if people want to say her name wasn't what her name was, whatever, if that feeling wanted to creep in, that's what it was. But I was like, what do you never really know about like the therapy thing or bringing like energy, like stuff lifting off your shoulders and you being able to feel it when certain people are around. That is so real. Like you'll be like in those situations, it only made me more tense or frustrated just a little bit more because I'm like, why is everybody acting, or even like when the cops or pull up and they doing this back and forth and spitfiring 50,000 questions. That's why I kept saying y'all are supposed to de-escalate, not escalate. Why are y'all escalating? It's de-escalation. That way, when you get there, everybody breathes a sigh of relief. Not me going to tense mode because y'all spitfiring questions when I'm in a tense situation. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all this stuff is happening, and I'm sitting here like, I know myself, bro. Like I know the me that is there. And I recognize it. One good thing about being by yourself sometimes, or not so by yourself, or being by yourself and not so by yourself, and being and not being by your not being by yourself, is that you realize the real you. Because you have to get into your own swing that you're comfortable with 9 times out of 10. And 9 times out of 10, you will. You know what I mean? So I'm sort of kind of blessed by some of the moves, not the whole bunch of moves I made in New York City, but by like the cross country move, because I was like, it put me in a situation where I had to be comfortable by myself. And when I say by myself, meaning like I'm waking up, going running, gymming, working out, and got into my own groove. Kind of the same groove I got into the last time I was in Georgia and the time I got into school. And the time before that, when I first got my apartment in New York, I was like, I kind of like these grooves. Like when I went to with McDonald's, I always talk about McDonald's, like because I started going out to bars. I had watched my first like hung out, went to like a Super Bowl party. I went to the bar with the girl that was up the street. I don't know. I think she was kind of feeling me. I don't know. A Caucasian female who's mad cool. Um, Had her own little place. This and the third. I was like, oh, she had a boy, and the boy started coming around. Of course, right around saying, oh, we were hanging out. But that's neither here nor there. And I was gonna, chilling with her friend. Her friends were cool. And not saying anything about again a certain demographic, but it made me realize like one is that the way I am, if I am, I know I require a certain type of standard, meaning like if I was to be on either side of the fence, I know what type of relationship I would have, which would be one that is strong as, and I just know that. So I'm sitting here like, because even before then, when I was in my little, I don't know what you want to call it, or introduction to the watch, I don't know what you would call it, I still had a relationship. And that's another thing. And we looked out for each other in the I was like, so if I was gonna be in this shit, it's gonna be in this shit like Bobby and Whitney. like we gonna be like, you see them people, the couple, they over there arguing. Sometimes they be homeless. They're fighting and they like still like together like that. That would be me. Like we be in here. Oh, you shut up. Oh, you shut up. Oh, you shut. No, you didn't touch my $2. No, I ain't touch your $2. I didn't touch my $2. That's the type of person I would be regardless. So I started sitting back here thinking like, Or if I was to be like that and quote unquote be promiscuous, guess what? You don't know about it, and then 9 times out of 10, um, 9 times out of 10 is gonna be agreed, and I'm not gonna like dwell on it, or I'm not gonna try to holler on the side, those slicks, because I'm not that person. So I'm like, if anything ever started to happen, it started to occur like that, I started noticing the patterns, and there were patterns. So I'm sitting here thinking, like, for anybody to try to throw salt my way, I'm laughing almost. Because you're going to have to do a lot of work. A lot of work. And it's going to start showcasing other things. So while people think they're getting the last laugh, I'm looking at them like, baby, you're not, because real people know. Real recognize real. So I'm sitting here like, baby, it wouldn't be wise. You know what I mean? Like it wouldn't be wise to not state the truth. You'd have to do a whole bunch of manipulation. And then when you come back to do the sarcasm or the laugh in my face or to say this or that, say that, you're going to tell on yourself. And that's kind of what kind of started happening. Why? And it was like almost like, why would you have to try to sit around and try to get folks? You know, I never heard anybody say, we got you. Until like recently, it's like, oh, somebody, da, da, da. So I'm like, but it's not like you had to come out and create a scene to where it was detrimental. There's a difference between an example and antics. An example and antics. When people came out the other day, I almost felt like it kind of was definitely for me. I was like, okay, this probably gotta be that for me because I'm like, people looking like they over it. They don't understand why they doing it. It's kind of self-explanatory. I'm just like, and I'm in it like, okay, y'all getting annoying too. I was like, I almost want to say thank you for coming out, but bye bye now. You knowing sons of, but not the B word, but sons of good women. Because I'm just like, do we have to? Y'all have to do this? Y'all couldn't do a stand in, cause you know how I'm thinking about like what? But I'm like, there's the difference in antics where somebody come out and they start doing the shenanigans, and it's full blown shenanigans. Like you, oh I got you, whatchamacallit, then you gotta commence with the shenanigans versus I got you, and then you say, okay, this is what was happening, and then you stop. You know what I mean? And you have to kind of continue on past what it was. And then the other day too, I noticed it just stopped. I was like, dang. It was almost like it's like, yeah, nigga, we going on. She coughed myself out the house. I don't understand why we gotta just kind of just keep going back. Like, you know, just this happened. That's how it is. I don't know why y'all keep trying to twist it and turn it. Like next thing you know, you can come out and say he done, you know, done did something worse than I don't know what like oh you already said it was a COVID. You already said what was the other one? But then y'all said coughing up COVID. So it's just it's a lot. I'm like y'all what else? Oh no, that's right. Listening. So you talking about somebody else. So I'm like, well, dang. So then I gotta stand up for somebody else then, cause why y'all sitting there doing that to somebody else like that? That ain't baby. Doing that to somebody else, you're giving somebody examples on how to do something to some other person, or what might fly in society. Oh, so that worked for him. So we can just create this whole scenario next week and use somebody else and do something a different way. Oh, you killed my family in a car crash. You drunk driver, we gonna follow you out of town. Not even happen. Oh, I was just kidding. Y'all it was a drunk driver. Just took a wrong turn or something. You know what I mean? Like that. And that's, Lord forbid, is horrible. Just like, what the? Yeah, I'm sitting here like a God, like Lord God, you know, trying to like kind of keep it pleasant, but like there's good people out there, this that, and the third. Just in case, I'm like, we've been having as much as somebody talking about some do 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 do. No, I can't do 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 do. I can't do that theme song, but Agent Molly and Scholar. I'm like, if they said they had things flying, and they kind of been out with that in the public, what do you think they would think? Just be sitting in the head like probably scratch. Like, I'm confused. If they just went to this person and probably made this person's situation a little bit better, then maybe we, or rightfully better, then maybe it would make a lot more sense. But then we sit here like, make sure I got enough space. So we sitting here like, or I'll be sitting there like, if I don't know, like, what the, and I always try to turn it back around because somebody over here like pressing. I'm like, okay, baby, while you over here pressed about that, you should be pressing other people. You know what I mean? Like, yo, this might be somebody pit stop. You don't ever know stuff like that. You don't ever know, like, you be messing up their pit stop, or you be, you know what I'm saying? Like, you act like people want to. I don't think people want to just destroy stuff. I don't think people want to destroy and do this and do that, because sometimes it's interesting to sit back and watch, right? But more so interesting to see people like I would rather sit back if I was, let's say that, sit back and watch something interesting happen, or like an honest mistake. Like, ooh, he tried to do that grind on that rail all down the steps, and oh, dude, you should have saw when you came down. That junk was funny. Or dang, you should have saw that dog over. Yeah, that dog smacked that cat. The cat, all right, yeah, you sure not. Like naturally funny, or somebody like laughing about something. Yeah, but I'm not. That's neither here nor there. But yeah, going back to the principle of this whole conversation was my mother always used to. That stuck with me too a long time ago. Why? I just can remember that. I think it stopped hitting me more recently than ever. But it was like information. You know what I mean? Like, it was always funny how it kind of got relayed. 'Cause I was like, it's always right around. And this happens in other people's lives too. I just don't think they're, what's the word? They're not open to accepting it. Like, it could be something in your face saying, yo, like, I don't know, you might be trying to lose, might be trying to kick a habit on cigarettes, and all of a sudden you watching TV, they something pop up that say, hey, chewing on celery, um, kind of can help you replace the whole, or putting a, what do they call it, one toothpick in your mouth can replace the fact that you wanting to put something in your mouth and thinking about smoking. You know what I mean? Or putting like, it's stuff like that. I'd be like, I don't know if people catch it, because it'd be so much of the woo going on, and you'd be like, what? So I'm just sitting here like, and it probably was the no. And if something was like, it could be good people. You ain't gotta quick to jump to, oh, it's gotta be the no. It could just be good people, like some kindred souls. Or it could be, hey, if they taking claim, let them take claim. If they know, they know. If they doing right, they right. But don't sit here and let somebody be false claiming stuff just to false claim stuff. You sit back and you be like, bro, why are you doing that? Because, you know what I mean? Like, don't do that. Oh, you cover it up? Okay, there's easier ways to do that, baby. You know what I mean? Like there's easier ways to do it. Do the right thing sometimes. Like, ask the whatchamacallits, why did y'all act the way y'all acted? Why? Because did you have to do all that? Because this man seems like the type of person where you don't have to do all that. Why did you say that every time? That's another thing too. Like, I kept thinking, bro, and I told myself, and I was like, I'm not gonna do it again. I was like, no, but I'm not even gonna go there because somebody will bring that back up. But because like they knew what I was going through, to watch and this and this and that. But to even put myself in a situation where I'm like, it's detrimental to people. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just about me now. Now it's something's going on that's weird. Y'all, if something's happening in here, something getting hurt, or y'all possibility of hurting some kids and doing all this extra stuff, I'm willing to call somebody to the freaking carpet and be like, yo, this is, you going too far. You know what I mean? Like, because I'm in here needing help and you're keeping help away from me. You're not letting people stay around. You're not letting people witness stuff. You're not letting people see this or see that or see this or see that. Like, I'm going to let you know real quick, fast, in a hurry, something ain't copacetic. And be like, you got to fix this. And then for somebody to come left, and like they said at the last place, oh, I had you figured out. Now, I noticed that was the main person that was gone, too. The first one that came was like, yep, I had you. Like, dang. And then all of a sudden it was like, even at the last place, too, talking about like somebody's room being dirty or nasty. Bro, it don't get dirty overnight. How people change up. Won't you think that would make you record somebody? These people, like, oh, or certain people, like, oh, that room been like that for a minute. Every time that door open, I was like, what the? And like, you got food and it's like, okay, well, you got food and this, that, and the baby. You need some help cleaning or something? Like, let me know, bro. Like, what's going on with you? And then all of a sudden, oh, everybody, oh, that room. And I'm like, okay, but y'all was just smiling and waving and you know what I mean? And y'all ain't really talking to somebody, and they ain't really talking to somebody, and they walking by you, and you ain't even saying that they speaking to you like you're a friend, and then you know what I mean? Like I'm like, really, y'all doing that? Now y'all supposed to be what? I'm confused. Like that's not cool. I was like that. He did something to y'all too, cause now y'all around here ragging on him and behind his back. And then someone says, oh, it's not your job to go in the room. Then it's your job to go into the room. Let me know if it is or it isn't, bro. Cause I'm like, literally, y'all saying it is and it ain't. That don't make no sense. I was like, the way people flip flop on the issue don't make no sense, bro. I was like, I can't. It take real stand up man to stand up for a stand up guy. That's all I gotta say. And I'm like, that speaks volume in itself. So I'm like, if somebody was ever attacking that, you attacking the wrong thing. Like you attacking the wrong thing, and be careful the type of people you let lay in your grass. All I gotta say. While you sitting out here thinking this stuff is cute, be real careful the type of people you let lay in your grass. Or the type of people that you have do the type things that they do. Because 9 times out of 10, if they do the type things that they do do the same type things to you. Oh, I need you to try to lie and cover this stuff. Okay, well, what happens when they get greedier or it gets good for them? Next thing you know, they're going to turn around and say, well, they ain't going to ask you to cover something up. They're going to go ahead and flip it on you and then cover up their dang self. Oh, well, I got away with this last time. You know what? I'll just get away with it again. You know what I mean? Yeah, I made a little money on the side with a little flip to doodah and a little flip to doodah day. So, you know what I'm saying? I made money with you over here doing this. Guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go over here and take it over here and teach this person how to flip doodah day over here with that person. Go ahead and take that information. And I said, no, it's all good. Cause I learned it from that man over here. He had this. Then the gang gets spread and more gangs occur. The next thing you know, you got situation after situation, gang after gang. Stuff started mixing and mingling. Next thing you know, you can't handle it. Or the situation can't handle itself. And you sit back and you be like, dang. You're not saying like, oh, I say I am far from the perfection anybody would ever try to say, Mr. Goody Two Shoes. It's not that. It's I have concernment and genuine respect. Like when I do certain things, I try to be like, I wonder if this is I wonder if this is too loud. I wonder if this is, like about leaving stuff a certain way or going a certain thing or like not even really wanting to ask people for stuff. You feel what I'm saying? Like, because there are things out there to where you shouldn't have to typically ask people for too much stuff. You can kind of get it, and that's what that stuff is there for. And you like try not to use the heck out of it. But sometimes now I'm starting to see what depending upon, I can see why. But and it's just like, sheesh. You ask and want one thing, but you sit and do another. I mean, like, I just don't. I don't know. I mean, I do know, but it's just like, what? And I keep saying, that's why I'm like, maybe something is like, he's telling y'all the straight up truth. Y'all have the slightest idea what could be going on or coming your way. And typically the first wave is the nice one. Second wave just gets scarier and scarier. Like, think about the earth. If there is life on other planets, and other planets are, what's the word? Made of different components and atmospheric pressures and gases, and the Earth does a shift. Like, that's another thing I would be worried about. Like, yeah, maybe we should kind of be more conscious about some stuff that we're doing, because if you make it more sustainable for something else, and nine times, or you know what I mean, or either stuff, molecules and stuff change. Like you had like these stuff come out, monkeys and monkeypox and COVID. I'm like, you getting this and that. Maybe that's like the animals telling you what the, like, what the, y'all mixing a little too much. I'm getting a little too much over in our space. You know what I mean? I don't know what that's about. Maybe messing with them a little too much. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of, maybe that's a bad karma or something. I don't know. But I'm just sitting here like, I don't. Mm, mm. I also see why somebody would want me to try to be da. But I'm like, baby, it don't come the way you want it to come every time. And sometimes there's beauty in recognizing that. Or there's an elevated mindset in recognizing the whole pack. Well, not the whole package, but the package is there. It's just not packaged the way you want it to be. The package just delivered. Oh, I'm looking at a big package delivery thing. The package is delivered, but it's not wrapped the way you want it to be wrapped, and you have to recognize and be accepted, flaws and all. You know what I mean? And then notice that this is what happened, why it happened, and what you're doing to change to make sure it don't happen to somebody else. If you feel what I'm saying. So at least when you have a situation, it's a more genuine or true situation, and it's not so malicious, or it's not done with like being cold-hearted, and you can kind of know how to get over that a lot more than, you know what I'm saying? Like something where it's malicious. And like I was looking at that thing today, and like somebody giving testimony about their friend and somebody doing some sadistic like that type stuff. It's just like that stuff. It just leaves you like, what the? Versus, oh yeah, well they accidentally did this, so you know we just kind of gotta, understand it. But yeah, and sometimes all that. But yeah, it's I don't know. I just sit there and I think sometimes like, I wonder why. You're like, oh, well, and if you set something up that way, which is why I'm like, nah, if you did that, I'm looking at you like, definitely don't know why you didn't go ahead and da da da. That'll make it look even worse. So you set all this up for this, that, and the third. You definitely should have said something and been truthful, because now you just look completely dishonest. Versus it being of a natural thing. You feel what I'm saying? So it's kind of like pick your poison. Be honest, because either way, it just won't look right. You know what I mean? And then if you came out of a real situation, now you're trying to tweak it, call out the tweak. Be like, yo, yeah, well, this, that, and the third. Because you never know how somebody else might take it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, there's just certain things I'm sitting here like, and just contemplating. I just be sitting back like, I don't know how to like, how do you say? I don't know how to. I know how to call it, but I don't know how to put that finger on that right thing. You know, like it's just so much I be thinking. Like, it's a beautiful thing, life. But I think it's more beautiful realization that life could be so much better with easy tweaks. You know that, or y'all, you know, before they become like extreme problems, you know? I me think about my stomach right now before it just, but no, serious, like, I'm sitting here like, ooh, but, you know, and then don't be so, you know, don't be so hard. Sometimes you gotta kind of just be like, do you get that? Okay, now what y'all? You know, is you gonna make that person? Is you gonna drag it, or is you gonna try to be what's the word, proactive or something, and try to resolve so you can get to other stuff? Because 9 times out of 10, dwelling and dragging stuff on and on and on only leaves more mess to clean up. That's one thing I also believe. Like dragging something out only left more of a mess and more dangerous because you drag it out. That's just my take on it. Like I said, I'm definitely not whatchamacallit, perfect. I just try to make sure I be respectful. Now somebody will hopefully not try to work on that.